Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Time to take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer is kind of odd. This is Saturday Morning Cartoons from Brew Rebellion. This is their Apple Cinnamon Breakfast Cereal Milk Stout, coming in at 5.7% alcohol by volume. This is a 22-ounce bomber, and it's got the wax top with Fruit Loops stuck in the wax here. Very unusual, very unique beer. I got this from Servall Liquors, Donovan and the guys out there in San Diego. craftcity.com on the internet. Check them out. They got some great beers listed there. If you're not in the San Diego area or not in California, they have a tremendous amount of beers that you can order from them, and if your state allows them to ship beers to that state, you can place an order and they'll package it up very nicely, I may add, and ship it out to you. So thanks again, Donovan and the guys out there. I hope you're having a great day. This is meant for a Saturday morning. This is a low ABV breakfast stout with, I'm guessing, kind of a fruity taste with all the Fruit Loops stuck in the wax here. Low ABV, so you can have this on a Saturday morning and still be able to function. Not like a 9 or 10 or even bigger beer. 5.7%, fairly low ABV for a stout. So let's see what this one brings to the table. I don't have a commercial description here. It just stands for SMC, stands for Saturday Morning Cartoons. It ain't like it used to be when I was growing up. When I was a kid, Saturday morning it was cartoons on from 6 o'clock in the morning till noon. And now I don't think that happens now. Unless you go to the Cartoon Network where you can watch cartoons 24/7. The ABC and NBC and CBS, which was the stations I could get them before cable, because I'm an old guy. This is before internet and cable and all that. You just got what was broadcasted over the air. And you had to have a little antenna either on your TV in the back, one of those little circles or rabbit ears, or an outside antenna to pick up the TV stations. Long time ago, guys. This was in the 60s. So a lot of things have changed since then. So, but like I said, this is a low ABV stout, and they're calling it a Saturday Morning Cartoon Stout, something you can have if you're an adult still watching cartoons, which I do not. But let's get on with this. I don't want this to be a long video. This is a sweet stout, milk stout, brewed with lactose, so it ought to be fairly sweet. And according to the bottle here, it says apple cinnamon breakfast cereal stout. So we should have some essence of some apples in there, or maybe whatever Fruit Loops taste like. It's been so long since I've had a cereal, I wouldn't know. And I don't think I'm going to eat any of the Fruit Loops that's stuck in this wax. I don't think they would taste too good. So, but very unique packaging here with the wax on and the Fruit Loops stuck in the wax. So, food pairings for this beer, guys. It says here, since it's a sweet stout, it goes well with your chocolate or dessert dishes if you're having it as a dessert beer. Glassware, pint, becker, non tumbler, stein, side down. The mug, I'm using my favorite glass, which is the Simon beer glass, and not recommended for extended selling because it's a low ABV stout. But I can't think of any reason why you could sell this beer for a little while. I don't think it has a date on it anywhere. We'll look a little closer when we come back for the final chug. but the bottle is sweating profusely here. I don't see any writing on it, but like I said, we'll look a little closer, see if there's any dating on it when we come back. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about, so let's see if we can get this wax covered mess off the top. And right off the bat, I mean, all these Fruit Loops are stuck in pretty good, so I'm gonna see if I can get this one off the top anyway. And it doesn't want to come off; it's coming off in little bitty pieces. So let's see what we can manage here. All right, I did get it off. That's a very unique packaging with the Fruit Loops on the outside. I will have to give them that. I'm not going to pour too aggressive because I'm kind of feeling with the low ABV side it may produce a monster head. So that very easy pour did produce a fairly good sized head. Not quite 2 fingers. Over to the light, I'm not getting any. It's pretty dark. Pretty pitch black there, guys. Let's get a nose on it, see what we got. Nice khaki colored head, very creamy on top. The bubbles are bursting and dissipating pretty quick, so I don't think it's going to stick around a long time. We'll see. Definitely getting the cinnamon, a little bit of fruitiness in there. Hints of some chocolate. Very fruity smelling, and fruity smelling, apples, cinnamon, raisins, pears. This might go well with a cereal. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's been a long time since I had a bowl of cereal. I'm a kind of sausage and egg and maybe biscuits and gravy kind of guy at my age. That's why I got this big old belly. Wow, smells pretty good. I'm definitely getting the cinnamon, so let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Donovan and the guys out there at Servall Liquors. Hope y'all having a great day. If you're in the San Diego area, go by Servall Liquors and tell the Donovan and the guys Greg said hey. Greg said howdy. Cheers. Yeah, not blowing me away on this, guys. Slight hint of some apples, slight hint of cinnamon, rich roasted malt, this slight hints of some chocolate in there. Not quite as sweet on the back end as I was anticipating it being. Decent for a low ABV stout though. Kind of thin. This, like I said, and that's probably where they're going with this. This is a stout with low ABV that you could actually have for breakfast if you so choose, and still be able to function after you've drank this beer. Hopefully you're not going to drink the whole thing in a 22 ounce. It'll be enough to share for 2 people. But to each their own. But it's a low ABV beer. Kind of on the mild characteristics to me. I usually like my stouts a little heavier, a little thicker, a little bigger. But if you're into the stouts, it'd be a nice breakfast stout. That's what they're going with this. Something you could actually have for breakfast if you wanted to on the weekend. Unless you work on the weekends, you might think about that. But yeah, if you're at home and don't have to work, or maybe you're going to work around the yard or whatever, it'd be a beer that you could actually have for breakfast and still be able to function after you've had it. So, but let's let it warm up and sip on this for just a little bit. Probably not a long time, and see where this one ends up. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Got just a little bit left here. To me, this is a transitional beer, if you will. If you haven't had a stout before, maybe this is something you could slip into to get into some of the darker beers. As for me, it's a little too thin, a little too watery, not enough taste for me. I am getting some apples, some cinnamon, a little bit of roasted malt, slight hints of some bittersweet chocolate, but that's about it, guys. There's no date on the bottle. I look pretty close, and we kind of need that for a stout that's only 5.7%. I would, at least a vintage. Tell us what year it was put in the bottle and all that. So, I wasn't overly impressed with this. So, 6 years ago, I might have been impressed with this. It might have been pretty tasty, but with all the Imperials and the monster stouts that I've been drinking, the bourbon barrel aged and stuff, it doesn't really have enough taste for this guy. So with that being said, let's do the final chug on this one. To me, it's a novelty beer. I'm telling you what I think, guys. And I think this is the first one I've had from Brew Rebellion too, on top of that. And they're out of Yucapia. I'm probably butchering it up. Yucaipa, California. Definitely on the thin side to me. And you can expect that for 5.7%. I'm not degrading them for that. They produce this for something that you could drink on a Saturday or a Sunday morning and still function the rest of the day if you wanted to have a beer for breakfast, which I never do. So, interesting, but a little bit on the novelty side to me. Wasn't overly impressed with that. Definitely not an A beer in my category. If it had a vintage or something on the bottle, it was done in this year or this month and year, it would be a little bit better for me to know how old the beer is, which it does not. So, I think it's a B beer, guys. Like I said, if it has some more information on the bottle than it does, I would probably give it a better B grade than I'm going to give it. To me, this is a 5, B minus. It's probably a well-made beer. I'm not getting any off flavors or anything like that. A little thin, a little watery, and a little more on the novelty side to me, guys. So, with that being said, I don't have any ratings from Beer Advocate or Rate Beer on this one. There's not enough scores on this particular brew for them to give it a rating. I think I got 3 on one and 5 on the other, and not an overly impressive beer to me. So, with that being said, I'm going to give it to 5, which is a B minus. If I was putting a rating on this, it'd probably be 80 or 81 with the information that's on the bottle. So with that being said, if you're not into the stouts and you want to get into something with a little lower ABV, this may be a good transitional beer to get you into the darker beers. But if you're used to drinking something with a little more magnitude ABV than this, or a bourbon barrel aged version, this is not going to be impressive at all, and it wasn't to me. More of a novelty beer, like I said. So B minus for me on this one, because there's no other information on it other than the ABV. That's all that's written on here that's pertinent to us. No IBUs or no date. So kind of need that on a low ABV beer. When I consider this, even though it's 5.7, it's a low ABV beer for a stout. So if you've had this one from Rebellion Brewing, or Brew Rebellion, as what Rate Beer is calling it, let me know what you think. Like I said, it wasn't super impressive to me. So let's go see if we can dig something a little more tasty out of the fridge tomorrow than this. And thanks to the guys out there at Servall Liquors, Donovan and the guys out there. If you're in the San Diego area, stop by and see them and tell them Gregsbeerreviews sent you. Come on back tomorrow. Let's see what's in the fridge. See you then.